My feathered friends. Nesting. Birds build nests to lay eggs and protect their young ones from other animals. They use grass, leaves, and twigs to build their nests. Tap to flip each card and match the bird to its nest. Did you know? Some birds, like the owls, do not build their nests. They lay eggs in the deserted nests of birds like the crows, great blue herons, and hawks. Feet spotting. All birds have 2 legs and 2 feet. They can have different number of toes. Some have their toes joined, while others have sharp claws known as talons to tear their prey into small pieces. Identify the feet of each bird seen through the binoculars. Drag and drop to match them to the bird it belongs to. Did you know? 1. The emu is a good swimmer and loves to play in water or mud. 2. Duck legs are short, spread wide apart, and their webbed feet act like paddles. 3. An eagle can soar in the air without flapping its wings as it waits for its prey. 4. A woodpecker can walk vertically, that is, upright, up a tree trunk. 5. Pigeons find their way home, even if released at a faraway place. This is why they were used to carry messages like a postman in the olden days. Build a food chain. Food chains on land and water begin with plants and show how birds, insects, and animals depend on each other for food. Drag and drop the water plants, small fish, seal, shark, and the arrows to complete the shark food chain in water. Drag and drop the sunflower, bluebird, spider, bee, eagle, and the arrows to complete the eagle food chain on land. Some believe that if bees disappeared from the face of the earth, the food chain would break and we would only have 4 years left to live. Bird ride. A habitat is the home of a bird. This is where it lives, finds food, raises its young ones, and stays safe from danger. Birds like geese, ducks, hens, sparrows, and crows live on the farm. Listen to the 2 verses of rhyme. Continue the rhyme by adding names and sounds of the birds like goose, sparrow, crow. Record and upload. Can we see any of these birds in the city? Bird sounds. Birds make sounds like chirping, honking, cawing, or hooting. By doing this, they let other birds know that a certain area belongs to them. They also greet or warn other birds in their flock of any danger. Listen to the sound. Tap to identify the bird that makes that sound. 1. Kookaburras use their loud call to let other birds know that a certain part of the forest belongs to them. 2. Crows caw loudly to warn the flock of any danger. 3. Owl is a nocturnal bird, and its hoot is heard mostly in the night to let other owls know that the area belongs to it. 4. Sparrows chirp to greet or let other birds in their flock know that a certain area belongs to them. 5. Roosters love to crow at any time of the day and not just at sunrise to greet the other roosters. Forest bird sound pattern. A pattern is a design that is repeated. We can create patterns using images or sounds. Listen to the forest bird sound pattern. Predict the sequence of birds to match the sound pattern. Drag and drop the images of the birds to create the pattern. Did you know? Birds like pigeons flap wings and woodpeckers drum trees with their beaks to sound the alarm for danger. Bird names. Observe the different birds and read their names. Drag and drop to rearrange the birds in alphabetical order. An ornithologist studies bird songs, flight patterns, body parts, and migration patterns. Missing bird consonants. Birds of prey have excellent eyesight and can spot their prey from far away. Identify the birds. Type the missing consonants to complete the names of the birds. Answer. H. Hawk. Owl. L. V. Vulture. And eagle. G. Hawk. H. Owl. L. Vulture. V and T. And eagle. G. Did you know a group of hawks is called a kettle, eagles is called a convocation, owls is called a parliament, vultures is called a committee? Aquatic birds. Aquatic birds are water birds. They spend most of their time in and around water. Listen to each audio clue. Identify the word. Drag and drop to label the bird. 1. I am a bird that loves to eat fish. I perch on a tree near the water, waiting for fish to swim by. Once I see a fish, I dive inside the water and catch it with my long and pointed beak. Who am I? 2. I am the largest kingfisher. I laugh loudly. I love to eat lizards, snakes, insects, earthworms, fish, and crabs. Who am I? 3. I have a pouch below my beak. I scoop up fish with my pouch, which I really love to eat. Who am I? 4. My body is black and white in colour, but my beak is colourful. I lay one white egg in a burrow. Who am I? 5. I am the only aquatic bird who cannot fly. Who am I? 6. I have a long, graceful neck. My babies are called cygnets. Who am I? Did you know flamingos are aquatic birds that run on water to gain speed before lifting up into the sky to fly? Rock and roll penguin. Rock and roll is a form of music with a strong rhythm and beat. Listen to the first verse of the Kanga Beat song, Rock and Roll Penguin. Sing along and waddle to your left and right like a penguin. Penguins are the fastest swimming and deepest diving birds. They can stay underwater for 20 minutes at a time. Move like birds. Birds move in different ways. They either hop, fly, run, soar, swim, or waddle. Tap on each image. Listen to the audio clue and move like the bird. How many actions can you do in 2 minutes? Penguin. Lie down on the floor and use your hands as flippers to drag forward. Ostrich. Run around taking big leaps with arms spread on the sides. Eagle. Spread arms wide open and move around by raising one arm a little higher than the other to soar. Sparrow. Hop around. Duck. Waddle by putting 1 foot forward at a time, moving your body left to right to balance. Hummingbird. Flutter arms fast and move backwards. Did you know birds that can fly have bones which are hollow and light? Chicken dance. Chickens are farm birds that are raised by the farmer on a poultry farm. Drag and drop the dance step cards to help the chickens finish their dance routine by completing the patterns. Listen to the chicken dance song, Move Like the Chickens. Chickens love to play, run, jump, and sunbathe. They cannot fly high, but can make it over a fence or into a tree. Tropical birds. Many birds live in tropical, deciduous and rainforests. Some, like the peacocks, parrots, hummingbirds, toucans and woodpecker, live in the tropical forests. Drag and drop each shadow to the tropical bird it belongs to. Did you know? 1. Peacocks begin to grow their colourful train only after they are 3 years old. 2. When a toucan sleeps, it tucks its beak under its feathers to keep it warm. 3. A woodpecker has a unique flying pattern. It flaps its wings 3 times and then glides. 4. Every macaw has a unique feather pattern on its face. 5. At rest, a hummingbird takes 250 breaths in a minute. 6. Cockatoos are the loudest of all parrots. They screech and even scream to communicate with each other. Birds of a feather. Just like we have skin on our body, animals have either fur, feathers, or a hard shell. Birds are the only animals that have feathers and clean themselves with their beaks. Drag and drop each feather to match the bird it belongs to. Water birds have a sac of oil below their tails and use this to make their feathers waterproof. Bird symmetry. If we draw an imaginary line to divide a bird lengthwise, the 2 sides will be the same. All birds are symmetrical. Draw the mirror image or the other half of the owl to complete it. Did you know there are different kinds of owl, like the great horned owl, the barn owl, and the snowy owl? Beaks to eat. Birds have different types of beaks according to the food they eat. Some birds have a very long beak and others have a short one. Take it in turns with your partner to drag and drop the grains, worm, nuts and fish to feed the birds. Each player gets 30 seconds. The beak of a bird is similar to our fingernail and grows and repairs itself. National birds. All countries have their own national symbols that represent the beliefs and traditions of the people. These can be flowers, animals, birds, or objects. Read the name of the country. Drag and drop its national bird on the path to move ahead. Did you know that peacock is the national bird of India, as it is a symbol of grace, pride, and beauty? The eagle represents strength and freedom, and is only found in the United States of America. Emu is a native too and the largest bird in Australia. Kiwis are flightless birds and only found in New Zealand. Tongue twisters. A tongue twister is a phrase or sentence that has an alliteration. That means that the words have the same initial sound. Take turns with your partner to read the poem slowly at first and then fast. Count the number of times each of you can say it in 30 seconds without making a mistake. Alliteration is often used in poetry to create a musical or rhythmic effect. Bird habitats. Birds live in different habitats: deserts, mountains, forests, gardens, near lakes, ponds, and oceans. Identify each bird. Drag and drop the bird in the habitat that you would most likely find it in. Some birds never leave their habitats, while others migrate to warmer countries when the weather changes. Classification of birds. Birds, plants, and animals are divided into different groups or families. For example, ducks, geese, and swans belong to one family. They have waterproof feathers and webbed feet for swimming. Identify each bird. Drag and drop it to classify and sort according to the family it belongs to. Classification of birds. Identify each bird. Drag and drop it on the branch of the tree in order of preference, that is, from the one you like most to the one you like the least. There are about 9,000 types of birds. These different types of birds are divided into 146 families. Save the birds. Some birds are in danger of becoming extinct as forests have been cut down and birds have lost their habitats. Pollution and hunting also endanger the birds. Tap on the images of the activities that you would do to save endangered birds. Plant trees and hang bird feeders. Creating clean spaces and hanging bird feeders helps replace food that birds have lost with their habitats. One more bird. A group of penguins is called a rookery, ostriches a herd and kiwis a flock. They eat, hunt and nest together with their group. Count the birds. Identify the number and number name. Tap on the set having one more than the number and number name. Birds like penguin, ostrich, emu and kiwi cannot fly as their bodies are too heavy and are called flightless birds. Missing bird family. Birds protect their young ones just like our parents take care of our needs. Identify the numbers and the young ones on each bird. Drag and drop the missing numbers to complete each bird family. Did you know? A group of ducks is called a flock. A group of geese is called a gaggle. A group of swans is called a bevy. Bird Sudoku. Parrots are colourful and look very different from each other. They live all over the world. Drag and drop each parrot in the appropriate block to complete the Sudoku puzzle. Remember to place each type of parrot only once in each row and column. Did you know? Parrots are the only birds that can eat with their feet.